When I was younger, growing up, when I saw something valuable, I thought of a luxury, expensive car, or I used to think of this large palace and kings and lots of gold. Value in a traditional sense comes from the aspect of scarcity, okay? The more scarce something is, like a Bugatti Veyron, just a handful in the world, things that are less in number are traditionally seen as more valuable. When you look at the progression of technology, of ideas, and how things have been spreading, or content that I create on this platform I find is valuable, there is an effect called the fax effect. If there's a fax machine, the very first fax machine that was created, it costed around $2,000 at the time, USD, which is a huge sum. That fax machine had nil. That value of the fax machine was zero. But the moment a second fax machine came into question, the value of that fax machine doubled. And the third, the value tripled. And once you have 1 million fax machines, the value, that $2,000, that machine has so much more value. Rather than scarcity, that value comes from plenitude. It comes from the numerous amounts of that machine out there. It's the complete opposite of the traditional sense of value, okay? In the same way, if you put up a valuable message on video through this medium, it not only reaches one audience or 2 people, 3 people, but rather it has the potential to reach millions and millions of individuals worldwide. What I've learned from the fax effect, or the law of plenitude, is that in the future, value is not only going to be seen by whether or not you own a $14 million car, or you have hundreds of tons of gold in your backyard or in your living room, but rather your value is going to be seen by how much you give, by how much you provide, how much value that you provide for society. And the goal of this YouTube channel for me is to provide value for you, is to help you become a better person, for an idea to spread, to become contagious, be able to seep into society, okay? So I know I'm looking at this from a long-term strategy and perspective, but I feel as though this is how you change society. It's by introducing ideas in society which bring about social change, individual change, which influences society, which can influence entire nations, rather than concentrating on the value of scarcity. So me working toward financial gain, I want to work toward leveraging the effect of the law of plenitude, being able to provide the most amount of value, not in terms of monetary gains in physical objects that have such a short-term reward, but rather something that has a longer term approach, something that's more sustainable, and something that grows and builds over time. It appreciates in value rather than depreciates, like a car or your electronic device. In our world, we need to see things from that perspective. We need to see our time, our dedication, and our mission. Let's work toward not amassing large amounts of wealth on this planet but rather we have these modern day technologies, we have cell phones, we have these devices, and we have the power of the internet to influence the world. So let's work together to take advantage of the law of plenitude, the fax effect, and use the tools around us to change the world. So thank you so much for listening, and till next time.